They'll probably tow it. They're probably going to tow the car. If these guys 100% match the description of the suspects, they're going to tow the car for sure.
No, nigga, we on Washington Western. That's why I said I'm parked up on some regular arguing with my bitch, and I see the helicopter on. I take around like, what's going on? Like, crazy. I don't know why you got in the car. This nigga called Chloe told me. I don't know, why did I see you get the car? Huh? So why didn't you get the car? Hey, man. Hey, they go to the phone with you. You know, we're going to get some tickets. Yeah, why ain't you in the car? Crazy thing that right now, this shooter on the car. Why are you now you're on a case with three homies and you're from Harlem Crib. Now y'all finna go to the county looking crazy.
Put the hands.
Man, hey, listen, sir, I don't got nothing on me, fool. I ain't gonna lie to you, sir. I don't got nothing on me, sir. You see that? You do it again? I don't got nothing on me, sir.
Alright, man. You don't have to put, you can put your hands
I'm
back.
just showing you, I'm cold. I just, like, I got rods all on my body. I got bullet holes all on my body.
Alright, man, okay.
Officer keeps asking the guy over here to keep his hands out of his pocket. The guy pulled his pants down to show the officer he has nothing on him. He pulled his pants down to his ankles for a second there. The officer's like, you can pull your pants back up. I don't know if they found anything in the car yet. It looks like they still have the car all opened up with the trunk and everything, so I don't know if they're done searching yet.
We're going to take off.
Yeah, we're at Washington and Western here in Southwest Los Angeles, probably about 10 minutes from downtown LA, where LAPD conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle that matched the description of an armed robbery suspect vehicle. Had three people in the car. They've got all three of them out here. They're two of them are already in the back of the police car, and one is standing over there, I think, still being searched. They are conducting a search of the vehicle right now for possible weapons or anything that might have been involved in the robbery. Traffic stop on a robbery suspected vehicle. Yeah, we're gonna go around the other side over here, guys, so we can see. You can see some cars here on the corner of Western and Washington that are out here on the street. They look like they were in their 20s. That's what it looked like to me. The guys looked like they were in their 20s, possibly 30, but I don't think they were in their 30s, late 30s or mid 30s. Looked like mid 20s to maybe 30. Yeah, there was a lot of police cars. Well, it's because the vehicle matched the description of a vehicle that was involved in an armed robbery. So armed, you know, they come out in force. They're not going to take any chances if they think the suspects in this car were armed with any kind of weapons and robbed somebody at weapon point. So they're not going to mess around and just have one police car pull it over. They're going to come out in force and make sure their officers are safe. Some of the patrol units are leaving. Looks like the officer went over there to get a coffee, maybe. See, we even got patrol units still out here on the corner of Western and Washington out on the street. They've pretty much taken over the whole parking lot here at the 7-Eleven here at Washington and Western with the silver vehicle here that matches the description of armed robbery suspects in this silver vehicle. Don't know if they were the suspects or not, but at this point they are all in cuffs and I think in the back of the patrol units over here. So officers are probably checking their identities. They did search the vehicle. I don't know if they found any weapons or not, so I don't know if it's a confirmed armed robbery vehicle, or I'm sure they're still conducting their investigation to find out if these are the suspects that they were looking for this armed robbery. Good evening. Yeah, you don't need a warrant if the vehicle matches the description of a robbery suspects. You have probable cause to pull them over if the license plate came up as a vehicle that. What happened was probably the vehicle that was used in armed robbery. Somebody was able to get the plate, and the LAPD police cruisers have license plate readers. And the reader, as they're driving along, the police vehicles are reading plates non-stop. So it probably read the plate on this vehicle and it dinged the officers inside the car there on the screen, giving them a hit that this vehicle matches the description and the plate matches the plate of a vehicle that was used in an armed robbery earlier. So that right there is enough to pull them over and search the vehicle. You don't need a warrant for that. If the license plate reader matched this car up to a robbery, that's enough probable cause to pull them over and pull them out of the vehicle and search it because it matches the description and plate. Yeah, there's some graffiti around here, I'm sure. Oh, the cops are here. He's on the phone. He's the sergeant. We got her going back to her. They don't call them cars, police cars. They call them shops. So LAPD calls their police car shops. So she's going back to her shop. Why do they call them shops? I have no idea. I guess because it's like a workshop, because everything they need in there, they have their tools of the trade, which would be their weapons and their less lethal weapons. They have their radios, their computers, so it's like their office, their mobile office, but they call it a shop instead. So fancy lingo, I guess, instead of just calling it a police car, and they call it a shop. Got some kids going into the 7-Eleven to get the Slurpees. You know, watching crime makes you thirsty for Slurpees. They know what? Do they know you're alive? I'm sure they do. They're used to us being at a lot of the scenes. If I'm not there, there's plenty of other people out here that film them at live scenes, so they're used to the cameras. They don't ever. It's not like they could object to it, but they could move us back from the scene if we're getting too close. I try to give them the respect of room to work. I don't want to get in their way underfoot and mess with their investigation. The main rule of thumb is a report on the incident. Don't become part of the incident. So we try to be here as inconspicuous as possible. Try to stay out from underfoot, document what we're seeing, and not try to get to where we're in their way. So. No, for the most part they don't. You know, if you're respectful to them, they're respectful back. You know, if they ask you to get behind the yellow tape, you know, you get behind the yellow tape. The only time they would get, you know, a little frustrated with you is if they ask you to get behind the yellow tape or move back a little bit to give them room to work, and you start like mouthing off and telling them, I'm not going to move back. Well, then they're going to get upset. But you know, like I said, try to give them the room to work so they can conduct their investigation, because they're here with possible armed suspects that committed a robbery. So they want to be concentrating on that, not concentrating on some dude with a camera getting too close, diverting their attention away from where the dangerous people are, because we're not dangerous with our cameras, but they also don't want us underfoot, and they also want to look out for our safety. You know, they tell us to move back a lot of the time in situations like this because, you know, they have their weapons drawn on a car. When we got here, they had all their weapons drawn on this silver vehicle as they were calling out the suspects. Here comes one of the suspects now. When they were calling out the suspects to get out of the car, they all had their weapons out. So, you know, if these guys got out of the car and started using their weapons, then, you know, they don't want us to get hurt either. So they're looking out for our safety also, which is appreciated, you know. And that's what Zoom is for, you know, with our zooming in capabilities to maximum capacity. Yeah, that's what zooming in capabilities are for on the phone. If they ask you to move back a little bit, you can zoom in like we're doing right now and still get a shot. So you don't have to be right on top of the people when you have your zooming in capabilities. Okay, so they must have brought somebody over here. They're shining a light on his face. So they brought the victim over here in a police vehicle on the other side. You see the police officer holding the flashlight over the suspect's face. There's a police car on the other side over there with a victim in the back with tinted windows. And they're going to either give them the okay or the nay or yay. It's either the guy that robbed them or it's not. So he's holding the flashlight on his face, and the victim is over there. We can't see the police car because we're on the other side here, but this is what they call a field show-up. Field show-up means they go get the victim of the crime, bring him over here in the back of a police vehicle with tinted windows, and then as they pull up, the officer shines the light on their face just like he's doing right now, and the victim in the back of the police car says, yeah, that's the guy that robbed me, or that's not the guy that robbed me. So we'll find out here pretty soon if this is the guy that, if they got a positive ID. If they got a positive ID, he's going to be going into the back of the police car. If they say it's not the guy that robbed him, he could be going free and back in his car and leaving. So we'll see what the victim, if we get a yay or nay. Yay or nay, basically we'll see him going into the back of the police car. If he's positive ID, or he'll be set free. So we'll see what's going on. He's holding the flashlight on there for a while. Let's go around the other side where we can see real quick. See if we can see the police car. Yeah, there's the police car right there. See how they got the light on the police car, shining it on the suspect right there. So the victim is in the back of this police car right here, guys. And they're keeping their identity safe because they have the light on the police car shining in the suspect's face, so he can't see anything in the back of the police car. The police car also has tinted windows, so the victim is in the back. You see the real shiny spotlight they have on, shining it in the suspect's face, so he can't recognize anybody in the back of the police car. comes up. Sergeant's coming up. All right, it was a positive ID. He's going to jail, guys. He said put him in the back of the car.